that a fake cry? 1 hour. Lies. YouTube is about to turn into my therapy session. I'm just gonna vent.
It is a collection of true stories about who we are.
Genesis 1 through 5. 1 through 5.
So that was probably the longest intro of all time. I apologize. I feel like it was long because today's gonna be a long day. That just kind of sets the tone for this vlog, I guess. And I don't even know if it's gonna be a vlog. Like at first I was like, maybe I'll just record the day and what happens and what I do and not see much, you know? But I don't know. I kind of like switched and changed my mind up like last second just to talk to you guys, because I mean when I'm watching vlogs I like people to talk, you know, and share what's going on. But Jeremy already left to go to work probably about an hour ago. So the girls, it's just me and the girls, they're upstairs. Today is Monday. I don't know if I said that or mentioned that at any point, but today's Monday, and it's Monday, you know? Yesterday I literally, hold on, let me put this stuff away. Yesterday, I literally decided to like not do much at all. And I actually vlogged a little bit of that. Um, it was probably the vlog before this when I took Gia a bath and I talked about like her skin issues and stuff. But my memory card ended up saying that it was full and it really wasn't. And so there was like a little bit of a malfunction there. So I just stopped and I was like, I'm not even supposed to be vlogging today anyway. So I just stopped vlogging. I chilled out. I was like in bed all day. I never even changed out of my pajamas. Like it was a day to rest because I really needed it. Even though I couldn't afford to rest, if I'm being real honest, like I needed to rest because I hadn't rested in a while, but I also can't afford to. Like there's so many things that are due, need to get done. Like even today, like I forgot that something was due today, and like in the midst of what I was doing, I had to stop and send over the video and you know just take care of things like that. But I am just so glad that we're off to a good start. It's 12:19 right now, and I had breakfast. It's obviously kind of lunchtime now, but I had breakfast. I made smoothies for everybody, including Jeremy. So in a little bit, the girls will probably have a smoothie. I've already prepped their lunch. I just kept it simple, made them a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And shout out to Crofters Jelly. Like I love their jelly. It's organic. They don't add any sugar to it. Like it's the only jelly that I've seen on the market that does not add sugar. So try their jelly. It's really good. But anyway, so I made them a quick peanut butter and jelly sandwich, just so when they're ready to eat lunch, they can just grab it and they don't have to bother me. I don't have to go back in the kitchen. And I like to have days like this where like everything's already said and done with, and I could just focus on whatever it is that I'm trying to focus on for any given day, you know, for that day. And today it's me wanting to work out. Like once Gia takes a nap, I want to get a workout in, which is very, very soon. Probably like in the next 10 minutes, I'll give her a nap. But I also have a lot of work that I want to get done. And so I don't want to feel like I have to stop every single second because the girls need something or they need help with something. So at least, is that a fake cry? Anyway, so I just like having stuff done. So it's like, at least for the food, I don't have to stop what I'm doing to go make them food. Like food's already done. Dinner is prepped, it's done, it's cooking, it's doing its thing. That's why I love one pot meals. That's why I love soups, crock pot meals, one pan meals, sheet pan, whatever it is. Like one pan meals are literally that go-to for me on days like this where it's like I'm gonna be busy, I don't have time to be in the kitchen slaving over the stove doing all that stuff. I just don't. So I'm glad that's all done. So we're done. Like kitchen's cleaned up, everything's good. The only thing that's left out is the fact that I don't know what I'm having for lunch. And I feel like story of my life. I need to get my life together. But I keep feeling like I'm hearing crying. And you know what? Jeremy just installed the camera in the playroom and I could see them. I should be monitoring them right now, but I keep forgetting that he did that and I haven't, you know, I'm not used to it yet. So yeah, I'm just tidying up the rest of this area. Like I said, the kitchen's already cleaned. I'm just cleaning up this table that the girls ate breakfast on and also like did their little arts and crafts and stuff. And yeah, this is like a very realistic, minus some of the things that I didn't share. Obviously, I can't share everything, but this is pretty realistic as far as like what I do on a regular. I'm always in the kitchen. I'm always in the kitchen. I mean, and that comes with the territory. I don't like to buy a bunch of frozen processed foods. I don't like the girls eating out. I love for them to eat healthy, whole, home cooked meals. So with that comes a lot of responsibility. It comes a lot of time. It comes a lot of commitment. Just a lot, you know, but that's what's important to me. My children and their health are definitely one of my top priorities. And that's the way I exercise that, is just by making sure I'm cooking from scratch and making healthy meals. Obviously, that's not 100% of the time. There are times where my sanity is at stake. And, you know, I might just need to order some food, or I just might need to pop a little frozen situation in the oven. But for sure, that probably happens, let's say 10% of the time. 10% of the time is when that takes place. So most times I am in the kitchen. Yeah, we didn't do homeschooling today. We just did the little Bible learning. And shout out to Milena, and I always forget her husband's name, but they have a podcast. She has a YouTube channel. They both have a podcast. And they recently mentioned how they launched a new app for kids with it's basically like a Bible study kids app with activities and things. So it comes with like little coloring sheets you can print out. It has like word search activities for them. And then there's also a set of questions after each Bible lesson. So it's really cool. And I've been really liking to use that first thing in the morning. Well, let me stop acting like I've been using it for months. Like, this was the first day that we used it. But since we did do it, I really enjoy it. Like, I feel like the girls got really engaged in it, and I was actually surprised. I thought they would have just been disregarding somebody talking over the speaker, you know. But they liked it. They're really engaged in it, and I think they really, really love the worksheets that come along with it. So that was fun, and I want to incorporate that every single morning, like as they're eating breakfast or just like right before homeschooling. But to be quite honest, we have not been homeschooling. We just haven't. Like, we haven't done the whole open up the book, sit down and do lesson. We just have not. Like, for the whole month of December. And really it's just because we've been so swamped. I've been so swamped with just so much. It's been difficult to sit down and do that, especially when I know that can wait. You know, it's been easy to put it off when there's other things that have due dates and require my time and attention. So it's been on the back burner, and I really, really hate that for us. I really do. But I'm also trying to give myself grace. I'm just also trying to give myself grace when it comes to that stuff, you know? Because at the end of the day, I know my kids are getting educated with just being home all the time with me and our conversations and, you know, the things that they're learning. Like, I see the growth. I see that they are learning. And so that gives me enough reason to just kind of like be okay with missing a week of homeschooling or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you know, because I know they're not behind. Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, everybody is back to being happy. I had to lay Gia down because she was being a troublemaker. That girl is fierce. Let's just call her fierce. 1 year old, the youngest, and she decided to bite the middle child, Seda. It's not funny. It's not at all funny. But she bit her thumb because Seda, my middle child, was trying to take something out of Gia, my youngest, her hand. She was trying to take something out of her hand, something that she had no business having. She ended up getting a battery out of a guitar. How? I don't know who took the battery out, but either way, my middle child knew that the youngest was not supposed to have that battery, so she tried to take it from her, and youngest wasn't having it. She said, and she bit her thumb. And it's just one of those things. Like, obviously she should not be biting anybody, but it's like, how do you properly discipline a 1 year old and show justice for a 4 year old? Because like, the 1 year old victimized her. It's just like, oh. But that just kind of threw threw me, you know, kind of just threw a little curveball into the momentum I had going. But I ended up laying Gia down, so now I'm gonna get dressed so that I could work out. Jade and Seda are probably gonna be in there working out with me. That's usually how it goes because it's been a very, very long time since I've waken up like really early before everybody to get a workout in. I just feel like in this season of life that has not been working. So yeah, so I'm gonna get a workout in and I'm gonna do that quickly. Probably get like 20-30 minutes in and call it a day because I'm starting to feel very drained and wanting to just lay down and do absolutely nothing. And it doesn't help that it's getting to that time, you know, of the month. So let's get this workout in. Well, that was a good workout. I did a total of 30 minutes. I did 10 minutes walking incline on the treadmill, and then I did a 20-minute HIIT, you know, cardio workout. They joined me. As always, it was challenging. I mean, the workout itself is already challenging, but having your young daughters talk to you and try to get you to look at everything while you're trying to not pass out is always a challenge. It's like one of those things that I remind them every single time I get ready to start my workout. All right, I'm getting ready to work out. Don't talk to mommy. Sometimes they remember and they listen, and then other times they don't. And today I had to remind them multiple times, even to the point of ignoring them. But we got it in, we got it done, and that's all that matters. And as much as I did not feel like working out, I always feel better after my workout, and I always feel like I get a dose of energy to continue on the day. So that is another reason why I've kind of swapped out like the early morning workouts for afternoon workouts, because during that time is when I start to like fizzle and the energy starts to go at a decline, and you know, working out helps to boost it and get it back up. So yay to that. Now I need to either shower and get some work done. Are you guys gonna let me get work done?
No.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Was literally stepping out here to water my garden, but it's starting to rain. Hopefully it comes down enough where I don't have to water. But it said in the forecast that it was gonna rain on Wednesday, so it's probably not gonna come down too much. We'll see. I'm still real funky and sweaty, but we don't have time for showers. So I'm gonna try to get some work done as much as I can before Gia wakes up. She's already been sleeping for probably like 2 hours now. What time is it? Yeah, she's pretty much been sleeping for 2 hours now. The girls are in the living room about to play Legos. They just finished their dinner, so it's like I'm trying to get something in front of them to get them settled and as quiet as possible, and something that allows me to focus, you know. But like I said, Gia's been already asleep for 2 hours, so I already know she's gonna wake up very soon. So I'm gonna see how much I can get done in that time. Here I am vlogging on my phone because my stuff is tripping. I have 2 memory cards that are like failing on me for whatever reason. I don't understand, but it's so irritating, and I just don't feel like wasting the time to even try to figure it out. It happened to me yesterday, and it kept saying that the card is full, but the card is not full. I know that full well that it's not. Let me put this down because I cannot do this with one hand. I know that it's not full And so I started using my other one, and these are like 512 gigabyte memory cards. So, you know, it takes a lot. It could take a lot. So I ran out of space earlier hey, don't do that. I ran out of space on my second one because there's just a lot of stuff on there from like months ago. And so I went through deleting a bunch of stuff, knowing that it would be, sorry, baby. Let me get a bib for you, honey. Basically knowing that it's not full anymore, and I put it back in my camera and it's still reading card full. And it's just messing up my time. Yeah, boo-boo. It's just messing up everything right now, and it's so annoying, and I'm like hating that I'm even vlogging on my phone right now. But I'm gonna stop to monitor this girl while she's eating and then try to figure out what the heck is wrong with these cards.
Mama, that fucking sticks.
Huh?
It sticks to the sewing.
Ew. Is this letting me record now?
Like I can do.
Hold on, baby. Mommy is trying to figure something out.
Jade. Mama said it has a plugger under her neck.
I just hope I didn't delete anything.
Mommy, look.
Baby, you're gonna ruin that. Disconnect that. That doesn't go like that. You're gonna break it. Okay, that was easy. An easy solution. I just hate that I probably deleted some stuff that I probably shouldn't have. Anyways, let me get back to this camera. Okay, we are back to the camera. So unnecessary. Just a waste of time. But anyways, no, honey, it's cold out there, and no, Gia's over here being picky and just sitting in front of her food and not touching it. Look at her face.
You caught it?
I got about an hour of work done uninterrupted, which was great, but not nearly enough time at all. I barely just did a little bit of editing. I have to do a voiceover for a video, so I'm just gonna wait until later when the girls are asleep so that I don't have to worry about making everybody be quiet. This is just what it is. This is the normal, honestly. And what happened? Are you okay? Yeah, this is pretty much the normal. I usually would not be vlogging on a day like this. I would be trying to get a lot done. But I just wanted to, you know, just kind of share like what it is for me, because it's not solely like being a mom, being a homemaker, being a wife and all that stuff. Like there's a lot of things that I do outside of that, which I don't really get to share. And I don't know, today I just wanted to share it and just kind of get a little bit of a glimpse. But I mean, I definitely would never be able to share exactly all that I do, because I would never get anything done if I did that. I've talked about it before, just my desire for Jeremy and I to both work within our home, and, you know, having both parents in the household full time, caring for the family, caring for the household, just, you know, like everybody being together all the time. That's my desire. That's Jeremy's desire. And so I put in a lot of work doing what I do to make that possible in the future, you know, hopefully in the near future. That's just something that we're really working hard and really working toward. And because of that, I don't get a lot of like rest and me time and free time, because a lot of my time outside of being a mom and a homemaker is dedicated to grinding and working in order to, you know, produce, basically, you know, whatever that is. Success on YouTube, growth on YouTube, growth and success on Instagram, and obviously an income, You know, my job of being a content creator provides a secondary income for our household. So we want to turn that into something that is way more successful than it is currently, so that Jeremy can leave his job and we can really, really, really zone in on social media and social media marketing and all that stuff. But right now I consider this to be full time for me because of the nonstop 7 days a week hours that I put into it. But the beautiful thing about it is that I can take a break and I can stop when I want to. But the downside to that is that we will see a slow pace in growth and brand deals and, you know, money ultimately being made. So it's just one of those things. It's just, you know, it's our business. It's we own our business, and that's just the nature of being a business owner. Although some may beg to differ, some may say that being a content creator and social media marketing is not owning your own business. But I mean, there's only way to truly know, and it's being on this end of it and knowing what goes into it, what comes out of it, to really respect the fact that it is a business, you know. So but yeah, baby, you gotta eat your food, honey. I yeah, you. This girl, we've made a mistake of giving her so many of those Serenity Kids pouches that I feel like she's turning into a puree baby. She's not even a baby, but turning into a puree 1-year-old. And she's like so picky now about the food she eats. And that was not the case like a month or two ago. That girl would eat anything that was in front of her. But right now it's like she's pointing to the pantry because she wants her puree. Baby, honey, mama, you gotta eat. Mommy made pasta for you. You have to eat that. Eat your pasta, baby. Right there. Eat your pasta. It's really yummy. I tried giving it to her, like feeding it to her myself, and she just like, oh, so that's just messing up. But I'm tired, you guys. I'm tired. I'm already ready to call it a day, but I can't. I can't stop. I can't. But all right. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm in this vlog. I'm not in the vlog, but whatever. Y'all see me in the next clip. Your hair? Are you joking?
It's my turn. Do you have brown hair? I have mine's Olivia.
Girls, the box. Get it? Gia, put it. Gia, put the box on the table. You guys put it on the other side so she can't reach it.
Listen, I will fix it for you. I can't walk. I love to work.
It is dinner time. This soup looks really good. I've never made soup like this before with butternut squash in it. I got this soup idea from Cambria Joy. Cambria on YouTube. More soup. It's the season of soup, y'all. Want to make life easier? Make some soup. So my goal for today is to finish editing one YouTube video, create the thumbnail, all that stuff. Usually one YouTube video takes me about 1 hour to edit. 1 hour. Lies. Usually A YouTube video takes me about 8 hours to edit. Obviously, depending on the length, but I feel like on average, about 8 hours. Creating a thumbnail and all that stuff also takes time because I put a lot of effort and energy into my thumbnails. Being very selective about like the photos and things that I choose. So that also takes time. But my goal is to finish a YouTube video today, so it's up and ready to go for Friday. Like I said, today's Monday, so that the rest of the week I could focus on all of Instagram content and all of the stuff that's due at the beginning of January, because it's a lot. And then obviously all the other collaborations and things that come about, you know, throughout the weeks and things, I like to get ahead of and make sure I'm on top of things, because being behind on content is just not fun, especially when most times I have to wait for Jeremy to be off work in order to really like zone in, focus, no interruption, like get my stuff done, because I don't have help. I don't have anybody watching the girls, you know, on a set schedule. So it's like, it's up to me to get it done either when I'm here with them or when Jeremy's off. So that's, you know, I have to figure that out. But I'm not really that hungry right now. It's almost 6. It's like 5 minutes to 6. I don't know why I'm not hungry. I should be. I like to eat when they eat, but I don't want to force it. So I think while they're eating, I'm probably going to shower. Yeah, I'm thinking about showering. And yeah, being like clean. I'm ready to be clean. Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing? You being a little weirdo? I am so exhausted. I'm gonna take a little breather, spend time with the girls, and then probably resume working on this video when everyone's in bed, or at least settled in their rooms, you know. So YouTube is about to turn into my therapy session. Everybody's in bed. I'm sitting in bed. My laptop is across the way. And I'm like fighting against like, I don't know. I just like, I'm just gonna vent. I'm just gonna vent. And whether you understand or not is just, that's just what it's gonna be. You just either understand or you don't. Or maybe you're gonna understand just by me explaining. But I just kind of want to start off by saying like the theme and like the biggest struggle that I have is time, is the lack of time that I have, right? Like that is what causes me to like get so frustrated, get so overwhelmed, get so stressed, you know, because like I've always stated how much I'm an ambitious person. Like I have such drive. Like I feel like I was just wired that way. I don't know what experiences I had in life that made me this way, or if I was just born this way. I don't know. But I have such drive to conquer, to get things done, to be successful, you know, all those things. And my biggest struggle in life right now is having so many things that I uphold as priority and almost like non-negotiables, and not being able to execute them all, you know. And I'm not talking about things that like keeping my bathroom clean. Like, I'm not talking about stuff like that. I'm speaking of making sure that my kids are healthy, right? Making sure my kids are having their mother, quality time, intimate time, being present with my kids. Like those things, like I chose to be a stay-at-home mom for a reason, because that was very and is still very, very, very important to me. Like it'll always be important to me to be a present mother, raising my children, pouring into them daily, right? So that is always going to be top. But along the way, I've taken on this role of being a content creator. And it first started off with just kind of, being something that I do just as a hobby. And, I heard that, oh, you could, you can get free things, it could start being something. And that wasn't what drove me to do it. It wasn't like, oh, I wanted free stuff. But like, I just felt like I wanted to share my journey of like still being a mom, a brand new mom, first time mom, being able to, still have a healthy lifestyle, work out, do those things. So that was what drove me to start content creation. And then it just grew and grew and grew and flourished, and it started being profitable. That's short story. But here we are now where it's a job. It's something that I fully have committed to. It's something that consumes a lot of my time. And it's something, again, that I committed to. And I committed to this because I see far in the, not even far, but I see great things coming from this, which is, I think I expressed it before, where I want my husband to be home, full time. And I feel like this is our way of being able to do that by, me starting this content creation journey and it now flourishing into our income, our household income, because I know it could grow into being that. And because I see that vision, I see that light at the end of the tunnel, my husband leaving his job to be home full time so that we could make money from our business, essentially, that, I go full in, and I want to go full in because of that. If it was just extra side money, I would have stopped a long time ago. Like truly, 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 because the days of just being so worn out, so frustrated, so overwhelmed with not being able, because I'm a mom and I hold that title very seriously, it makes me feel like, is this worth it? And I wrestle with that so often. Like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because if I wasn't doing this stuff all day today, during downtime, I could have been present with my kids. I could have been reading to them. We could have been going on a walk. We could have been doing X, Y, and Z. But instead, it was like, I'm trying to get this video edit, or I'm trying to write this plan for this next piece of content that I'm going to create, or I'm trying, like, there's always something that I'm trying to do while also being a mom. And I'm having a very, very hard time. And so that's always the case until my husband is off, right? And I think that's what drives me most insane, is that I have to wait. I have to wait to be extremely productive. But then when we get to the point where I can go full force, then it's like, I'm not spending time with my husband. We're not, pouring into our marriage, because I'm over here on one end trying to get all this work done while he's, being a father, but then we're also not having family time. And it's just like this, it's like this rippling effect that starts to affect every single thing. And then I just think, like, on the daily, if I just retired this whole content creation thing, I would be so great. I feel like I would be so great at being a stay-at-home mom and being a wife. And like, y'all should see my closet. Like, my clothes, I have no clothes. I have like no socks. because it's like those pockets of time where I would be doing laundry and doing this and doing that, it's like I'm trying to do all this other stuff. And like, I hate these stupid disclaimers, and I'm about ready to say one, because it's like, this is not me complaining. It's just, this is my struggle as a wife, stay-at-home mom, homemaker, and content creator. Like, trying to do so much when it's just me. It's just me. And as I was getting the girls ready for bed, I got an email saying, basically kind of a reminder email, like, you have 14 days to post this piece of content. And then I'm thinking like, well, where's the package? I didn't even, when I receive things that I need to make content for, I start to take note, and it's like marked on the calendar, but I'm looking like, where's the package? I never even received the package. And so instantly I'm like starting to get worked up, because my plan is to put my kids to bed and then start editing this video. But now my mind is on the fact that I have to figure out where the heck this package is and how much time I have to create content to post about it. And so I don't even know when it was delivered, but I think Friday it might have been delivered. I'm not sure. It could have been sooner than that, because the only notification I got was that it was shipped, and that was on December 8th. And today it is December 18th, which means if it was delivered, let's say December 10th, and I have 2 weeks to post about it, that leaves me only 6 days. 6 days to get it done. But I have all these other things that I have to do that still need to get done. So it becomes just overwhelming because I don't have the time. That's that's just what it is. Like, if I had someone every week or even twice a week to just be here with the girls so I could do what I do without feeling like I'm neglecting my kids, I would be more successful. I just feel like I would be better off. I don't know. I hate that I feel like I'm just rambling and like, I don't know. I just got so worked up right now. That's just kind of what I was saying, and it just made me just not even want to do what I plan to do, because truly, on top of all the extras, I'm tired. It's 9:05 and I'm tired. And even if I wasn't tired, like, it's either I'm tired or I want to do me right now. I don't feel like working. And that's just literal story of my life every single day. And I know I can't be alone, because this work from home life, like, it's just very difficult. It's very difficult. And it just makes me feel like if I can't do what I need to do, how are we ever going to be successful for my husband to be able to leave his job? How are we ever going to be successful where we're better off in life? Like, that's where my mind starts to go. So it just pushes me to be sleep deprived. It pushes me to overwork myself and just, I don't know. I hate to like water down how I feel, because I know somebody is gonna like have that like, oh, cry me a river type attitude, because there are worse problems. I get it. There are worse problems in the world, but this is my problem. This is my struggle. And that's just that. This is my struggle right now. This is my current struggles. I've had way more intense struggles in life, but that's not the season I'm in. This is the season I'm in. And this is what drives me a little nuts. I'm going to get to work. That kind of made me feel a little better, just ranting and venting. And I can't even like vent to my husband right now because I can't even get in contact with him. Yeah. I just wish I had time. That's all. I just wish I had time or help. Bam. Check that out. Finished the thumbnail. Finished the actual video. It is saving right now. I wanted to finish at 12:30. Like, I wanted to be done by 12:30. I don't know if you guys could see it. few minutes before 12:30. It is 12:24 to be exact. If you don't know about military time, it's 12:24, and I beat my time by 5 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever. I'm happy about that. I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed. Good night, you guys.